Good evening, gentlemen, boys and girls. If you see this face, it's time to put the kids to bed. I am your host for this evening, aka the blackest dude you know, aka Mr. Chap Daddy, aka Chap. And this is my show, Chat with Chap. For the first time ever, my guest is late. I'm not going to riff on the guest. Technical may be happening at this moment, but we will go on as proceeded. So, what's good, everybody? Trying to riff, trying to stall, trying to buy some time. Just for anybody that does begin to watch, feel like you want to join, let a brother know. There you go. Oh, this brother right here, he showed up smooth too, didn't he? Oh, got the hat on, got me up here looking dusty, ladies and gentlemen. My guest is finally here this evening, so I can do my intro now. So this guest I'm about to bring on right now, same show, different flavor. He is a photographer. Probably one of the best ones I know from my hometown, Buffalo, New York. Please give a shout out to the man, my man, 50 grand. Hey, the man photography, took pictures up for my engagement party. So he cool in my book. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my man Rich, for real. What's going on, Rich? How you doing, brother?
What's happening, man? I'm good. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good, man. I see you got the whole set lit, man. You looking smooth on there, ain't you?
Trying to, man. It's a special occasion, man. Special
I,
occasion.
I see, man. Okay, we getting fancy. I should have brought my suit jacket out, man. How you doing this evening, man?
Pretty good, man. I can't complain.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rich for real. And Rich, for the people that don't know, please let us know who you are and what is your gift to the game that you do. Like, what do you do as far as for, I know you do photography, but do you do more things?
Absolutely. I'm a photographer, videographer, writer, producer, director, gentleman of leisure, if you want to add that too.
Okay. Okay, I see.
What your man say on the album? I'm a rich woman's lover and a poor woman's dream.
Hey, okay, brother, it's gonna be a spicy episode tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Man got the drink in hand and everything. All right, man, it's a good one. See, so Rich, man, I was telling people in my intro real quick, man, that you did great photography of my engagement party, and so for people that don't know, what is what do you need to even have that gift to even get in photography? Do you just have to want to do it? Is it like a uphill learning process? Like, how do you even get into something like that? Obviously, past the expensive equipment, because I already know that stuff is expensive. But how do you even have that visual eye to take stunning photos as much as you do?
Actually, I'm an artist just like you. Started off as an artist.
Okay.
Drawing is my first love.
Okay.
Actually, all things visual art. So, I did drawing, did graphic design, did fashion design. Like I said, all things visual arts, man. That's me.
Right.
So
Okay.
that taking that and actually being in the music business, I was, managing artists, doing a little bit of production or whatever. That's what took me to production engineering, which ended up putting me over to videography just because it's easier for me to shoot a video with my own vision than explain my vision to somebody else.
Okay.
Plus it was cheaper,
I bet. So I see you said you was a producer, you produce multiple artists, and I know you had wrote in your questionnaire, you always been into the visual arts, and it was just a natural migration. Was it I guess, was it natural just by happenstance? Was it natural just a love of something you always wanted to do? Or was it just the next phase of your journey of what you wanted to tackle?
It was actually a little bit of all of it. I'd like to thank COVID for giving me the opportunity to even do that. I always wasn't getting into photography anyway. Always dabbled a little bit, but when COVID happened, everybody's off. We chilling for almost a year and a half. Gave me a chance to really dive into the things I really wanted to do. That's what made me start writing like I want to. I wrote 4 screenplays during COVID. I got a chance to explore myself a little bit more. Got my gardening game up. You know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of people. I don't know who said this, and I hate copying people, but somebody has said along the lines if you didn't find your dream during COVID, you ain't gonna find it at this point. Because you had
exactly.
you had a good year to kind of figure out what was going to be the next step. But before we move forward, I got to start off this show right. We 5 minutes in, so I'm gonna give this show right of verses. Anybody that's watched this show the past previous episodes, I like to have the guests look at these verses, who's going to be versing who, and then in the middle of the show, while his brain is probably a little muddled, ask his opinion further down the line and see what he thinks. But so tonight we're going to start off with the verses just like this, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we have The Mask versus Deadpool. The Mask versus Deadpool. So in the middle of the show, I'm gonna ask my guest Rich to give us his thoughts right now. So if you can, just spam them comments. Hit Mask versus Deadpool. Mask versus Deadpool. So Rich,
okay.
10 years you said you've been doing this, man, and then I think your most recent endeavor that I'm very interested to hear about is digging in the crates. What is digging in the crates about? And tell anybody who's willing to listen, like what is it about? What's the flavor of it? What's going on with that?
In a nutshell, Digging in the Crates is America's first hip hop trivia game show.
Okay.
Basically, we take the songs that are hot on the radio right now. If you know the original sample to those, those songs that's hot on the radio, you'll win the game. Basically, question like, for example, if I was to say like the new Coi Leray and Busta Rhymes song,
right?
What would be the original sample of their song? If you knew it came from Jay-Z and Foxy, you would be right. Or if you were a real crate digger, though, you would know it came from EPMD. It's my thing. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you know your old school hits, it's a good fit.
See, like, you know what, man? I'd be like, yo, man, like it'd be a couple. I remember you asked me to be on. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to be up there stump, man. Because I know it's a few I know, but it's like I ain't trying to be up there stump, man. Be like, what's that buzzer button do? But nah, I get that, man. So it's like, so essentially, is it like a team? Is it one-on-one? Is it like
it's one-on-one? I think 3 contestants. It's hosted by one of the best hosts I ever had, Winter Peace. She's a local MC here as well. We take out 3 contestants. Actually, they'll be right there behind the joint right there. Ask them little questions, and if they don't know the song, we play the song for like 5 seconds to give them a hint. And then after that, the buzzer hit. If they don't know it, if not, they get a chance to hit the buzzer, say the song, and actually name an artist, and then they get their prize.
Okay. So what's the biggest prize you have gave out so far on Digging in the Crates?
Let's see. We gave out. We say it's a big basket, so you get a big basket. So we get gift certificates for different restaurants, other businesses around Buffalo, T-shirts, liquor, of course. Wine and liquor. Equipment. Audio equipment. So it's AirPods or whatever case may be. Things like that. So it's all in one big basket. Plus cash.
Okay. Hey, that sound like a big deal to me, man. So what's the next goal? What's the next step for Digging in the Crates? Like, do you feel like you want to like move it to a bigger sound stage? Because like I'm assuming you have a personal stage, or this is in your home. Like how's like this setup? Like, what's the next move for Digging?
I rented out some property, built my set, built everything myself, even down to the podium. You know what I mean?
Right.
Built my set, so rent out the space or whatever. The next goal is actually just to get our 10 episodes shot, because we actually already sold to a distributor.
Okay.
So they wanted 10 episodes, so they're going to distribute the show on Roku, Apple TV, a couple other streaming services like that or whatever. So the main goal after that is to get the attention of Revolt, VH1, and MTV to sell the show further,
Okay, but so you seem like you're moving in the right direction. But to go back to something you said about natural migration, do you feel yourself, right? Do you feel that if you reach a certain point with Digging in the Crates, that you will move to the next thing? What is the next thing? If there is a next thing, is Digging in the Crates your baby that's going to like just get you to the mountaintop and you're going to coast? Or do you feel what's the next big thing after that?
The next thing after this is actually shooting my documentary, which is what's called Buffalo Before Griselda. It's basically a historic view of the Buffalo hip hop scene before Griselda hit.
Okay.
After that, I'm shooting a short horror film.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm shooting a full-length feature film. We're gonna keep that under wraps for right now. I got to bring you back on for that one. It's amazing.
Okay, yeah. Hey, listen, brother. I'm writing my horror. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all the title right now. Hold on, wait a minute. I know this is Rich, so I ain't think we was gonna get into horror. I'm gonna tell you my title right now. I got the dopest title ever. I'm doing like what them dudes was doing back in Friday the 13th. They just dropped the title and had no script and went to work. The title of my horror movie. Y'all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Trap House Massacre.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Done. So put the tickets in the bag. We coming for the money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rich, like, I guess I'm so amazed by the craft. Is like, what has been the toughest thing about photography? What has been the toughest thing you had to do as far as your journey into photography? Like, what's like that hill that made you go like, man, like, I don't know about this. Like, have you ever had that doubt, or like, what was that feeling for you in that moment?
The toughest journey actually was with anything that I actually do is having to admit that I don't know as much as I think I do,
Mm-hmm.
and having to actually do research, and also have to have somebody to show me something, So that's the biggest hurdle at all times. Just learn the technical things, lighting, you know, F numbers, F stop numbers, things like that, was translated to film when you're doing T stop numbers. Things like that. Motion blur, get your motion blur together. Like so, like the technical. Like I would have a vision in my head, but how do I accomplish that? How do I get that vision that's in my head on film or on my SD card?
Right. So is it? I don't want to say pride. Do you feel yourself prideful that you don't want to ask, or do you feel like hey, better to ask than not know and mess up somebody's like photos, or or you learn on your own?
I learned about what happens is I've been one of those people that usually if I say I want to do something, I'm pretty good at it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right off the bat, I'm pretty good. So with having a natural talent as opposed to actually working at your craft, it's two different things. So with natural talent alone, it's not only gonna get you so far. You have to work at your craft hours and hours. That's just like drawing. I can draw. Well, let me rephrase that. I can draw to people that can't draw. I always tell people that all the time. You know what I mean?
Right. I've been there. Like, I've been there.
You know what I mean? Like I can draw to the average person. Yeah, you can draw. I'm not Jim Lee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Jim Lee can draw. I can just put some stuff on paper. You know what I mean? So it's a difference. So learning, I have to put some work into my craft, even with natural talent, was the biggest thing for me.
Okay. So tell me about a time. Have you ever had that moment where like you thought you were taking like great photos, like you was at an event, you doing the thing, you doing your shots, boom, 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 you think you're doing it, and you go back to your laptop and they just kind of like came out, like how'd you overcome that? Like,
it's not even that, it's the editing. It's the editing actually. When I go back and look at pictures from like 5 years ago, I almost shiver. It's like, oh my God, I was doing that. Why are these pictures so saturated? You know what I'm saying? Where's the background? I should have used a prime lens. So it's like knowing what I know now, looking back, is like, yeah, amateur. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, do you feel? Because like, I thought I had the bug, right, until I took a picture of some running water and it just looked fuzzy. Do you find yourself ever like teaching the craft to anybody that wants to do what you do? Do you find yourself even like leading the teaching, or just showing the game to people that want to follow in your footsteps and be in photography? Do you see yourself doing that?
Well, luckily, my grandson he picked up with taking pictures and actually making movies. My first short film was actually my grandson, my granddaughter, and my daughter. It's called Attack of the Bonnet Zombies. You know what I'm saying? We shot it in the house. So it's a little like 12-minute short film. But he picked up one. He wanted to do what I do. So teaching him, I get to learn more because now I got to learn something so I can show him. Look at this technique. If you want to do this, look at this technique. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I love it.
That's what's up. And just let me stop you right there. To all the people that's watching, right? Y'all heard him right. First and foremost, black don't crack. That man just said grandson. So let's just put out that the black don't crack. I don't even know his age. He probably 1,000,002, but I'll never tell you. But
I'm just gonna say this: I'm hip hop years old.
Yeah, there you go. I'll take that.
I'm hip hop years old.
That's what's up. So before let me stop you right there. We gotta shout out to the sponsors. We got another sponsor this week. I got a banger for y'all this week. Y'all ready? I hope y'all ready for this week, for this week's sponsor. Okay. Here you go. Thanksgiving is over and it's time to get out that hot kitchen and grab some new grub at Chauncey's Chicken and Grits. And grab the
Mm,
3-piece cheesy grits for $6.99 and get a free red velvet smoothie. That's Chauncey's Chicken
mm.
and Grits. 657 Bell Johnson Boulevard, Eastway Village, Urban Newport. Only can find it at www.afroventure.com in the running issues of Afroventure. That's Chauncey's Chicken and
Okay.
Grits. Yo, get you some Chauncey
Mm,
Chicken and Grits. So, Rich, you in the comics. I met you at a convention. I was like, and it's
mhm.
crazy. It's crazy. Some of the people that I've met at events, it's like weird to me. The people I've connected the most, and I could be wrong about this assessment. So from my point of view, some of the people that I've met, I always feel like I met at the beginning. Then when we connect, like they are like moving, they like on the move. Like when we connect again, they already on the move. So I say that
Mhm.
to say you got into comics. Well, you said you drew. So what was the migration in the comics? Like what was the art form? What was the artist? Who was the artist that kind of like gravitated you towards comics?
Okay. My favorite artist of all time, no matter what, Jim Lee, hands down.
That's my boy.
You know,
That's
Jim
my
Lee, that's
boy.
my man. That's my measuring stick. That's my, that's my goat. I don't care if there's other artists out there, but Jim Lee, that's whose style I like the most. But as far
Okay.
as what took me to comic books is, I gotta give that to my dad. And what's
Really?
funny is, same way when you have my brother on here, you talk about what's the good with Godzilla. He got that
Mm-hmm.
from my mom. I got comic books from my dad.
Oh, so y'all
You
just
know,
y'all just like a nerd bubble waiting to happen. Like it was
pretty
almost like
much, pretty much,
it was just destined to
pretty
happen.
much.
So
Yeah,
it's
Godzilla, Star Trek from mom. Comic books
mm-hmm.
from dad.
So
Comic books and
have
martial arts from dad. Actually,
okay. So I see you said you're gonna delve into like you said like you're gonna keep it under wraps, your horror and then your short film and your documentary and stuff like that. Have you ever considered, and I'm pretty sure you probably got this question a lot. So have you ever considered like cosplaying, like doing pictures for cosplay people or cosplay characters?
absolutely, absolutely. I wish I had some models to do cosplay because once again, being an artist, I have a million ideas for
Mm-hmm.
backdrops, a million ideas for props. I'm
Right.
always building something. That's why building a set was nothing. I'm always
Mm-hmm.
building something anyway. So I had a few models, especially models. I do body painting as well. So had some
Right.
models do cosplay even over. And what actually even got me into horror is my love for special effects.
Okay.
Once again, it's still an artist. Anything that I can make, create, draw, paint, apply something to, that's my thing. So especially the gorier, the better.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you listen, like I've been on this earth since '86. So trust me, I was in the thick of it of like, if it was bloody, it was great. So I know you mentioned special effects. Do you have a favorite special effects artist?
I mean, everybody, the go-to for everybody is like Rick Baker, but that's
Mm.
not who I like the most. I like Servini, the one that
Ah,
plays Second Scene.
yeah,
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 the one that plays Second Scene and Dust Till Dawn. I like
yeah,
him.
yeah. That's my like Savini and oh my god, it's gonna punch me dead. Savini is number one for me. But Greg Nicotero,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that
Nicotero's
man,
good.
like what he do, what he do with some of that
So
that Walking
what's funny?
Dead
Shout out to
makeup
Nicotero.
is
I'm drinking a Walking Dead wine right now. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Nicotero.
shout out to Nicotero with the cross promo drinking the Walking Dead wine. Man, what that man
Yeah.
does with the zombie makeup is crazy. But we got a couple comments both from your brother, your main man, saying what's good at y'all show about to be a banger. Appreciate that, G. Then he also said
Mm-hmm.
that was the source for Spidey comics. I mean, we already know how
Mm-hmm.
Gerald loves.
Yeah.
We already know how Gerald
Yeah,
loves
we know
Spider
how he
Man.
goes with Spider-Man comics. We already
Spider
know. That's his be
Spider
all end all.
Spider-Man can't beat nobody in Gerald world. I mean, excuse me, Spider-Man can't lose to nobody. And
Okay.
when
What's funny,
Gerald talk,
I know my little brother though, I get why that's his character. Like everybody has their character. I know why that's his character. You know his personality. I see
mm,
I see it.
oh yeah,
I'm not even mad at
absolutely.
him.
Like you
Yeah.
know what? it was a question. It was a question I meant to ask him. It was a question I meant to ask a couple people. With the last couple people that I had on, and I guess if you want to comment, G, if you watch, you could comment. Is there a character from your childhood, right, that you fell in love with that you still love today, or do you feel like you kind of outgrown and like love somebody new? You see what I'm saying? Like for me, I'm a Batman head. I love Batman. Like everything that sniff and smell Batman, I love. However, as I got older, I knew I gravitated more towards Daredevil and Green Arrow. Same vein, but I gravitated towards that. Has that happened to you, or do you have that, or you just got a straight love for just one character?
With me, it was Wolverine first.
Mm-hmm.
Just on comic book covers alone, it was Wolverine.
Okay.
Then getting older, reading the character development of him, I gravitated more as an adult because I can relate to the his relationship issues. You know what I mean, and the things like that. So I was like, you know what, that's my man. But also my two top characters still is Cable and Bishop. So
brother. Okay. You know what? I've grown to respect Bishop a lot, and I think you know what it is for me. Like a lot of people probably in my age group, like either Bishop was part of the run of the 90s, where it's like you either loved them or you didn't, because there was a lot of characters that came out like that. It's like you either loved them or you didn't. But for me, it's like, okay, move. I need to see Cyclops and Wolverine. Like, I don't care about your problems, dog. Like, but as I got older, I respect and I love Bishop a lot more. So that's just me. But I'm gonna stop you right there just to kind of address the audience. I really have no breaking news, audience. The most breaking thing that happened last week broke my heart. Invincible is not coming back until next year. Like,
oh wow,
why? Yeah, I mean, you gonna leave us like that, but I ain't gonna mention that too much, even though episode 4 was great. And the Superman Legacy casting, it seemed like James Gunn is knocking it out the park, which leads me to ask you, Rich, where do you stand on superhero movies? Do you have a favorite? Do you feel like it's stagnant, or what's the word? Superhero fatigue is going on. Where do you stand on that?
Okay, if I had to rank them, give or take in some type of order, Endgame, Black Panther, Captain America: Civil War. I mean, no, Winter Soldier rather. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Everything else is just all right. I'm gonna watch all of them.
Right.
But what I got excited about, what made me say, "Damn, that Winter Soldier," because with me, the writing they did on the movie made me like a character I didn't like. I wasn't a Captain America fan at all.
Mm-hmm.
The movie made me like the character. Same thing with Iron Man. The casting and the movies made me like the character. As far as I'm concerned, Robert Downey Jr. was made to be Iron Man. That's Tony Stark all day.
Right.
Same thing with Jean-Luc Picard. That's Professor X. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I get that. I get that.
Even though to me, every X-Men movie let me down.
Really? You don't have one that kind of stand out, or they just all was just stagnant letdowns?
Okay, the first one I was excited, but I didn't think Halle Berry should have been Storm. I think that was just a star, her star draw, or whatever. I didn't like that. I didn't like Sookie Stackhouse being Rogue. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't feeling that.
Right.
Because Rogue was supposed to have been beautiful. You gave us this mid-grade Rogue. You know, with a gap in it too.
Hey, I can't fault you from there. I think that's where to harp on your point. I hear where you're coming from. The first one is always exciting. It's just like the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. It's like, dog, we was excited just to have that because I grew up in the age where it was like, we had Condor Man and
Yeah. Wait, I gotta pause though. Still gotta pause. Shout out to Wesley Snipes for being Blade though.
And shout out to Wesley Snipes for being Blade. Thank Wesley Snipes for saving the superhero movie industry. That is a plus.
Because that's the one that didn't let me down at all.
For real, absolutely. To go back to your point, man, it's like I think what I hate now is that superhero movies are so great and everything is so accepting. It's like, damn, I wish X-Men would have came out now versus
Exactly.
then where it's like, let's be cool, let's dress in black and this, that, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it's like now it's like the different color costumes, everything's
Mm-hmm.
is it you know is accepted, you know what I'm saying, like the different format is accepted. It's just like it's like I harken back to that so bad, and it's like now Hugh Jackman, who like what 60 or close to 60, about to finally
Mm-hmm.
don the yellow and blue Wolverine, like that to me that's so unfair. And then to top it off, and I don't even mean to rant, I try not to rant on my show too much.
No, red on because I'm with you on this one. Go ahead, man.
What was that? The Wolverine where he opened the suitcase and you think, oh, he about to finally put on the mask, to never put on
Nope.
the mask.
Wrong.
And it's like,
okay, wrong.
so it's like if there was any way to put a stake in front of comic book fans' face and take it away,
Mm-hmm.
that was it right there. That was it. But we got another question from G. G got a good question here because I was about to ask you the same thing. Yo, Rich, if you could direct any superhero flick, what would it be?
Mm. Any superhero.
Any superhero.
You know what's funny? Give me the Dragon Ball Z franchise. I'll do that. Give me that.
Really?
Give me Dragon Ball. Give me Dragon Ball Z or Avatar.
Avatar?
And by
Okay.
Avatar, I don't mean them blue people. I mean AIM Avatar.
Okay? I got you, brother. The last Airbender, ladies and gentlemen, not the blue alien
Not the blue
Mohicans.
people.
Right,
Yeah, nah.
exactly. That's a good question, G. If I was asking myself, you know what, I tell this to people all the time, but people kind of be shocked, and I guess it's like maybe because they don't think I don't know who this character is or something. I don't know. If you told me to direct a superhero movie, I would direct the Green Hornet in a heartbeat.
Really?
In a heartbeat.
Really? Okay.
In a heartbeat, fam. Like it's one of those things where it's like, dude, all I gotta do is write a compelling villain. Done. Like that's easy work. that's easy
You
work.
know what's funny? That take me right back to my dad. That was his character.
Green Hornet?
You know, because my dad's a big martial artist. You know, Bruce Lee played Kato.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
The great, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this, if you want to be educated, I don't know what you felt about Seth Green's or Seth Rogen, excuse me, Green Hornet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you felt about Jet Li's Black Mask. Bruce Lee is Kato, just like Dick Grayson is Robin. Like we is not about to have that discussion on no show. So especially not mine. But speaking of casting, speaking of superheroes, and speaking of everything else, Hugh Jackman, okay, before I ask this question, where do you stand on Hugh Jackman as Wolverine? Did you like him? Did you feel like he was the best part of the stagnant?
He was the embodiment of Wolverine.
I got you.
That was solid casting. That was dead on.
Embodiment. He was just 6'6". That's the only issue. He was 6'6".
Just too tall.
He was too tall. So with that information, because I like me personally, no matter what, just like I hate to say this, was like just like no matter what, Michael Keaton's shoes is gonna be tough to follow, no matter how you feel about it. As Batman, it's gonna be a hard act to follow. Hugh Jackman is almost impossible to follow.
I don't even want to see nobody in the role.
Huh?
I don't. I don't even want to see nobody else in the role. I'm good.
You good with it?
I'm good. Hey. Either put him in the role. Y'all can do the little CGI, make his face younger if you want to. Do what you got to do, but nobody else need to be Wolverine.
I think the only way Hugh Jackman been saying, he say it all the time, he'll never come back, but he came back for Deadpool 3, obviously. I think the only way Hugh Jackman come back, they got to offer him the bag they offer Robbie Downey Jr. to stay on as Iron Man. And it's like I don't think Marvel willing to do that again. Not for one character at least. I don't think they're gonna do that. And it's bad enough. They're not even gonna get if Robert Downey Jr. because I didn't see it, so Kev, the film critic, didn't see it. I didn't see Oppenheimer, but from what I heard, if Robert Downey Jr. come out that Oscars with an award, Marvel will never get that man back at that price again.
They'll never get him again. Okay?
They will never get him again.
Not yesterday's price. Okay?
For real, they will lose that man in a heartbeat if he come out with an award because of Oppenheimer, which shoots back up to my question: if you could cast anyone as Wolverine outside of Hugh Jackman, you directing X-Men, this is your movie, your show. Can't cast Hugh, he busy. Who do you cast as Wolverine?
Honestly, I would scour the earth for an unknown nobody.
Really?
That fits the role because there's nobody that comes to mind.
Really?
It would be a mean casting call. I will go from country to country trying to find somebody. There's nobody even close.
Yeah, you gotta take the Wolves of Superman route, boy. They just found Christopher Reeve and just like, can we get this dude right here?
Don't even get me talking about Superman, man. Don't even get me talking about Superman.
Man. I know the one kid, the dude I seen a lot, like people kind of cast him. I see their reason, but I still don't see it. But hey, just like I said last week, I'm the same person who didn't believe in Robert Downey Jr. until I actually saw Iron Man. So I could admit that. But the dude that played Eggsy in the Kingsman movie, they keep saying him, Taylor Egerton, I think that's his name or something like that. They keep saying him, and it's like I see it, but it's like I got to actually see him do it for me to believe it. But the thing about Marvel is, which I gotta give them credit for, I can't kick they back in too much, is they are undefeated when it comes to casting. Like, say what you will about the movies, but when it comes to casting, it's like they rarely get it wrong outside of just like the person they cast is too old.
Let me see. We got good casting with Professor X, great casting with Wolverine, Magneto, excellent. Fraser Crane as Beast, excellent.
Excellent.
Absolutely. After that, what we got?
So we keeping the goats off the list, or we gonna keeping the goats off the list on this one?
Okay, everybody's put them up. Who's after that?
RDJ was great as Iron Man. Even he sold me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That goes without saying.
I think even I brought this up last week, or I think I brought this up when Danny was on the show. Chris Evans is Captain America, no doubt. But I would have loved to have seen.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, I'd have loved to have seen old boy from The Office, because he do good action movies. John Krasinski, whatever his name is, as Captain America. I'd have loved to seen his take. He did a great Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, he did.
You know what's funny? I cannot let go of him being in The Office. I can't.
Hey, man, listen.
Okay. Every time you get on the screen, I'm looking for Dwight Schrute. I'm sorry. Where's Dwight?
Dude, hey, I was the same way, dog. I remember like yesterday, I was at work when my phone was buzzing off the chain. I'm like, what's going on? Chris Pratt starring as Star-Lord, and I'm like, the fat dude from Parks and Recs?
Yeah, I'm not even hating it. That was a good casting.
That joint paid out the dividends. It's kind of like, because I said there's not, okay, James Gunn must be on something, because they not about to have this chubby dude be Star-Lord. I don't even know who Star-Lord is, but I'm just like, I don't see it until I saw it, and I was like, dog, that's Star-Lord, man. I was like, that's a tough
Hemsworth to his Thor. Absolutely. Hemsworth to his Thor.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. It's I think it's like, what I look back on, it's like, because another one that I didn't believe in, Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. I didn't believe in that until I had to see it. I had to actually see it. I think the only one where it's like, I don't care how it turned out, I'm going to root for it because it's black, was Chadwick Boseman. Like as Black Panther. Yeah. That was the only one, like, you can show me that movie with my eyes closed. It's the Black Panther. I do not care.
It's the Black Panther. Yeah. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you think they should have recasted the role?
I knew it was coming. Ladies and gentlemen, I knew it was coming as soon as I said it.
Or do you think they... I mean, I'm going to let you take your take first before I say what I got to say.
Do I think they should have recast? It's been a minute. My take has never been officially on the microphone. This is going to be your first official record. Do I think they should have recast it? No. Will I be surprised when the change happens? No.
Okay.
And I think only because we're essentially robbed until they redo it of so many Black Panther stories. If you introducing the
Exactly.
X-Men, how in the world you about to do that and not have Black Panther dump
And
Nakia
Storm.
for
And
Storm?
Storm relationship. Come
Yeah,
on. And now, which they go ahead.
it's one of those things like, I get it. I understand why they went forward with it. I understand why they didn't recast the role. I understand that 110%. But as a comic book fan, it's like, dog, we are robbed until we get the recasting of Black Panther.
And I'm gonna say this on a business sense. They killed the franchise when they didn't recast it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. Doing that, when these movies come out, everything's based on sales, on toy sales as well.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that, you had all these Black Panther toys that was out, that was marketed for little boys, with no boys to buy them because there's no Black Panther. And you try to get this to go to the girls. These girls don't want that. They didn't want that.
Mm-hmm.
So you kill all them toy sales because you didn't want to recast the role. How many Batman have we had?
True.
You
We
know,
had plenty.
we only get one. Now wait. And I'm gonna pause on that because I am a Chadwick Boseman fan. I think it would be hard to fill his shoes, but it could have been done the same way. I don't know if you watch Spartacus, but when Angie died after the first season, they recast the role.
That's very true.
Okay, they recast the role, and they finished the story. They couldn't do that without recasting the role.
That's very true. That's very true. But the pushback, because I think I was having this discussion with somebody who said the same thing of how many Batman have been Batman, and it's like, dog, the best way I can describe it without pissing on nobody and sound like I'm shitting on the other is when you get cast as Batman, it's not so and so as Batman. It's never that. It is Batman being played by X, Y, and Z. You see what I'm saying? Batman is you can literally take Batman from DC and he will still be a sole conglomerate of who he, of the symbol, the name, the right, whatever. He will be that much of a box office draw. This is not saying Black Panther cannot or will not. However, when you got to think, Black Panther's fame, hate it or love it, has been strictly to the comic books and people who love the comic book of Black Panther. His global reach didn't touch nobody until Civil War and the Black Panther movie. So it's easy to have that objection of just like, oh, Black Panther was so Batman, dog.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm gonna root for everything Black.
I wouldn't say that, but it would sell. It would sell.
But if we gonna talk about money versus money, this ain't that conversation. Because yes, it's been 19 different Batmans, but Batman has been out since 1940. Like let's come on now. Let's not forget that. And there's nothing against it. I think, like you said, do I think they killed the franchise? No, but I think now with Wakanda Forever kind of being the next chapter, and it's either a sour taste in your mouth or you liked it or you didn't. It's gonna be hard to do another. So you will have to. I hate to do it, and I think this is what they're gonna do. You will almost have to introduce Black Panther in another Avengers movie, and then spin him off into another solo movie again, just for the fans to kind of get that taste out their mouth of like, okay, that's kind of messed up. All right, but we get it. But I like I said, like Chadwick Boseman is an amazing actor. I think that's one of the actors outside of GOATs that was almost golden on everything he touched. Like
he really was.
like from every legendary character of history he played, from Jackie Robinson to Marshall to James Brown, like it's he was almost like he had to touch and he was taken away from us too soon. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman.
That James Brown was crazy. He definitely was
Yeah.
James Brown.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. So it's just like for him to be gone, it's like you expected a trilogy of Black Panther movies out. You know what I'm saying? But we got what we got, and so I still watch it to this day. Even though I still get mad when Killmonger throw him over the falls. But hey, I digress. Whatever that means. But so will you? I guess since you diving into short film, you doing these big moves, you doing big things. We've been on superhero topic for like the last 10 minutes. Do you feel yourself ever directing something superhero-y? Or do you feel like that's just, you need like a perfect writer? Do you have your own character? Like, what does that look like for you in the future?
Yes. Only because I want to do a little you remember Goosebumps. I want to do a Black version of that, a little fantasy every week story type thing, whatever. So one of my characters is a little superhero character. So my grandson got a little character he want to play anyway. We've been practicing little special effects with that. So that'll definitely be one of the characters in the short stories or whatever. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
It'd be more like it'd be more like a teenage Twilight Zone.
I see what you're saying. Like you said, Goosebumps. It's another one. You know what? It's these trilogies of movies that just came out a couple years ago, like the Fear Street. It was like more for like adult teenager stuff. So I get what you're saying. G had a good point. He said, if they find a good sound alike for What If cartoon on Disney Plus, I'll be okay with it. I mean, that's cool, G. That's cool. We need that live act. We need that live action, G. Like, we need that live action, G. I get your point though, because like you can put anybody behind the voice of a cartoon, but it's just like cartoon. Okay. Okay, G. I'll put it like this. I know you a young buck, but I'll put it like this. If this was like mid 90s, like circa 90s, and Black Panther did what he did in the 90s, they'd have found the blackest dude they can find to put in a cartoon, because cartoons was the sale back in the day. Cartoons is not the sale no more. Anime, of course, anime is the sale, but cartoons of like, where it's like you made your money off of cartoons and toys back in the day, it is nowhere near that anymore. It's the reason why, it's the reason why the cartoons you see is not even recognized for our eyes. It's for kids that just like, like just one name alone should tell you that what cartoons is. Uncle Grandpa, to this day, don't know what it is. Don't know. I couldn't explain it, and that's the old head me talking like that. That's just literally out my realm. But hey, I was a kid once. I watched Freakazoid. I watched Road Rovers, so I get the appeal and love of something weird and something different. And so, I get your point too.
I don't know though. I don't get down with that lowbrow cartoon either. It's just, I don't know. I grew up on G.I. Joe. All my heroes was adults, even as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like G.I. Joe, Transformers, Thundercats.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I grew up in the age where I grew up in the age where they
goofy for no reason.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I grew up in the age where they made cartoons out of movies that shouldn't be cartoons, like Rambo. There was no reason. Was no reason Rambo should have been a cartoon. Like I was explaining to one of my coworkers the other day. I said literally on the cartoon, Rambo put his hand over somebody's mouth and dug him and dropped him in the bushes. He did not knock that man out, dog. He stabbed him. Like even the RoboCop cartoon, the intro showed RoboCop getting shot to death. Like, I was like, no.
Come
on now.
Different era.
Yeah, like, it was a different era. Like they would never show that on TV today. But not to get,
I don't know. Even the Flintstones were smoking on their cartoons. You want to take it there? The Flintstones just smoke cigarettes.
Oh yeah, like that was a commercial back. Like, dude, like what? Somebody just posted a commercial. I don't even know if you remember this commercial, where it was basically like for all y'all that don't know, they used to show like real like Dare, drug free, again, stop drug violence, commercial, whatever. And they showed this dude and he go, "Hey kids, won't you come for me? I got the crack, the poison, and the whole while as he talking to you in the shadow, he keep changing into a snake. Cause don't you think don't you could trust somebody like this?" And I'm like, "No, what?"
Wow, I remember that joint.
I said, "What?" I said, "Dog." I said, "Let me tell you something. You can't show no imaginative kids to me something like that, because I'm like, I want to meet the dude just to watch him turn into a snake. I don't even want no drugs. Like change to the snake, change to the snake, brother." But we are at this part of the show where we play a game called "Is He Your Favorite?" I got my man Rich on the seat, in the hot seat. Let me get my clock ready. And like always, like I said before, is your favorite on the questionnaire that I ask my guests. I ask them, who their favorite superhero is, because when they come on this show, I'm gonna put them on the clock. Okay, and I'm gonna ask who they favorite superhero is. And so just so y'all know, I ain't cheat, my man. I know you can't see. I'm gonna have the clock going down from 30 seconds. I got 5 questions for Rich about his favorite superhero, who he answered on the questionnaire. Wolverine.
You about to do me dirty.
Oh, brother.
You about to do me dirty right now.
Just if G is still watching, G, I ain't forgot. Gerald holds the record for most right questions. He got 3 right last week. He got 3 right for his favorite superhero. So let's see if you can tie or break the record. Let's see. So we're gonna got 30 seconds on the clock. I'm gonna start the clock after the first question. It's a little easy one. We literally just talked about it. So here we go. How tall is Wolverine?
5'6", 5'5".
Oh,
he's 5 something.
Oh, off 5'3".
7.
5'3". 5'3".
5'3".
What was Wolverine's first appearance? Okay. What year was Wolverine's first appearance?
I don't know the year, but he appeared first in the Hulk.
I'll give you that. X-23 began as what? A comic or cartoon?
X-23.
His daughter.
A comic.
Wrong. Cartoon.
Oh.
What?
You're right. You're right.
What was Wolverine's first costume color?
You talking about the blue and yellow or that brown crazy mess?
Which one? Got 5 seconds.
I'll give blue and yellow because that's the Hulk. That was the Hulk.
Correct. What? Okay, I'll give you this one. I'm gonna give you this one. Time ran out. What other teams were Wolverine on besides the X-Men? I need is one.
Oh my God.
I need any other team.
The Canadian team. The Canadian team.
What's the Canadian team?
Oh my God.
Come on, you can tie the record.
Alpha Flight.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Rich Real has tied the record for 3 right. 3 correct. G, he got 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, the record is 3. I need somebody to get past 3. Okay. But my man Rich Real tonight got a 3 on the docket. But you know what? Everybody's a winner on Chat for Chap. And we are at the part of the show. Like I said before, I'm not a vet in this game, but I've been in here long enough to spit some game. So I'm going to give you my Chap's words of wisdom. And today, scripture is the dream, dog. Your dream is everything, bro. Your dream will take you 1,000,000 miles into space, right? But I think what people forget from time to time is how much work needs to be put into the dream. Steve Harvey said, which is Steve Harvey said, the dream is sold free. The hustle is sold separately. So
thank you.
So if you have a dream to do anything, you want to be a skateboarder, artist, painter, photographer, writer, dancer, dog, just because you got to one level doesn't make you the greatest. And you may be comfortable at that level, which this is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you can't ask yourself, what am I doing wrong, when you really know and deep down in your heart, you really haven't put in the work.
Exactly.
All I can say to cap off this wonderful night, man, is to put in the work, put in the dedication, put in the sweat, put in the tears. If just because somebody is going, I said this on the last 3 words of wisdom, just because somebody going faster than you doesn't mean you losing the race. You just running your race. You running your race. Somebody gonna reach the finish line before you. Somebody not even gonna make it. But just all I got to say is just put the work, put the effort into your dream, and I promise you, it's gonna become reality. I said in the 3rd grade, my teacher, Miss Bigelow, asked me, what do I want to be? I want to be a comic book artist. I'm 11 issues into my comic book now. And that wasn't because I was a great artist. That was work. Hard work to capture my dream. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. I got my man Rich. Rich Real, where can they find you at on your social media platforms?
Okay, you can check me out at Really Rich for Real, all one word, on Instagram.
Okay.
All spelled out, all spelled correctly. Or DITC The Game Show on TikTok. Once again, DITC The Game Show on TikTok.
Okay. What about Facebook?
Oh, we getting some audio trouble.
You got Facebook, Rich? Yep, you got Facebook. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you can hear me on Facebook. You hear me on Facebook at Rich Real.
Okay.
Rich Real on Facebook.
Or photography. What about photography? Somebody want to get some pictures from you, where they can find you at on Facebook?
Photography by Rich for Real on Facebook. Photography by Rich for Real.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And that's RIT, number 4, REAL.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't noticed, we got the QR code in the top corner, which will lead directly to Rich's Instagram, so you can get at a follow everything. DITC Digging in the Crates on TikTok. Rich for Real on IG. Photography by Rich for Real. Rich Real on Facebook. Catch up with my man. Get some of this game. Get some of this great photography work that this man is doing, and be peace, be love, be happy. And we got it here. And next week guest, hold on, I have to close my joint early. Next week guest is the one and only Kyron Silva. So Kyron, if you're watching, I picked the busted photo I can find of you, brother. But Kyron Silva will be on next week, man. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kevin Chapman. That's Rich for Real. Thank you for joining my episode 3 of episode Chat with Chap. I'll see you same Chap time, same Chap channel next week. We out.